Are we going to be good here? Okay, here we go. Happy Monday, May the 23rd, 2022. Appreciate you all tuning in. I'm Chris Phillips, your host. There we go. I'm your host, Chris Phillips of the Daily Crow of the Spurs Up Show. As always, what's going on? We are taking your questions, comments, calls, 843-790-3377. That is 843-790-3377 here on this Monday. I see Justin, Brendan, Jeff, Noah Johns, Travis Allen, Travie Rowell, Ritter, Panic Ritter. What's up, man? Happy Monday to Panic Ritter. What's going on? Appreciate you tuning in. Also, guys, in the Big Cock Club Discord over the TDC Questions channel, the TDC Questions channel, be sure your questions are answered there. Again, we have a lot to discuss, a lot to get into. It's a humid day in the City of Dreams. It's even humid in the studio. I'm sitting here like, dude, why is it so humid in here? I'm like breaking a sweat right now. But here we are. The AC's pumping. Power bills are through the roof. Everything's going up. And our team, unfortunately, sucks. But either way, we sit here on a Monday, guys. Appreciate you all tuning in. It is one hell of a Monday. Very exciting week. It is SEC Tournament Week. I'm very pumped for that, obviously, for many, many different reasons, which we'll get into shortly. Dusty Rhodes says, SECU was awesome. Dusty, thank you. And again, that's one of the things I do want to get into here on this Monday. But again, I do want to, hear from you. Taking your questions, comments, calls. Again, 843-790-3377. That's 843-790-3377. We are getting after it, like I said, here on this Monday, May the 23rd. A very busy day, by the way. Very busy day for yours truly. Again, I hope you guys had a fantastic weekend. And yeah, I will start there. Dusty Rhodes, man, I appreciate you. And I'll tell you this, man. Obviously, I've been teasing the SEC entity for a while, SEC Unfiltered. I've been teasing that for quite a while. I've been giving you guys a little bit here and there of insight of what's going on. And we officially launched, in case you missed that, we have officially launched the SEC Unfiltered platform. We are producing content. We will be producing content at scale. So if you want to go follow at SEC Unfiltered on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. The podcast is up and live, all that good stuff, man. We are rocking. We are rolling across every single platform. YouTube, we're going to be on TikTok as well. So really excited for all of that. But I want to say first things first, man. Thank you to you all, because the reception of SECU, the reception to SEC Unfiltered, I felt really confident and knew that you guys would have my back. I really felt confident that Gamecock Nation would have my back, even if you guys maybe didn't completely understand, right? Didn't completely understand why or what I was doing. And if you listen to episode 1 that literally dropped today, I dropped it late last night, but we are live now on iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, basically everywhere you get your podcast. We'll be on Google Podcasts shortly. The links are all over social media again, but episode 1, which dropped today, I really explained the why behind it all. Which is most important to you guys. You all obviously know who I am and all that good stuff. But I explained the why and what made me decide to do this. And again, guys, just to give you all some perspective, the reception on social media. I mean, we are at 807 followers on Twitter. Whoops. Okay, my bad, guys. That was actually not the Kingston Hackers. That was yours truly messing up. I was trying to close out a window, and I closed out the wrong window. I apologize. Anyways, back to my point. We are at 807 followers. Yeah, Brandon, that actually wasn't the Kingston Hackers. I messed up, so I'm not even going to blame Kingston for that. Anyways, we are at 807 followers, and that doesn't sound like a lot, right? And in the grand scheme, it's not, right? And when you look at the TSUS platform, we have 22.3 thousand. 807 is nothing. But to give you all some perspective, when I started TSUS way back in 2017, before it was even called the Spurs Up Show, we started at 0, similar to exactly how SECU has started. I mean, we started at 0 practically, right? Guys, it took us 6 months to get to 100 followers. 100. It took us, I'd probably say 10 or 11 months to get to 800. It took us a year and a month probably to get to 1,000. So we're at 800 in like 2 days. So that just gives you some perspective and an idea behind. I mean, I am elated. I feel so grateful. I feel so fortunate to have you guys backing and support. And it's, again, the joy is in the journey, as I always say, and it's something I'm really excited to see the evolution of. And again, if you want to check out episode 1, and I'm not even saying you got to tune into it. You know what I mean? Like, hey, if you just want to stick with the TSUS stuff, and I want to make that very clear, by the way, TSUS is going nowhere. I want everybody to be very, very clear in that. I'm just adding to my plate. Is that crazy? Maybe a little. Maybe it is. But that's what I'm doing. You know what I mean? I'm passionate about it. I tell you guys, I'm fired up and excited every single day I wake up and get to do what I do. Dude, I am so elated. And that's another thing too. Like, I don't want people. Sorry, guys, I'm just playing with the audio here. I don't want people to look at this and think, oh, is he doing this because, he's not fulfilled with TSUS, or he feels like he needs to get more because, TSUS isn't fulfilling all of his desires and needs, or what have you. I need something more, right? That's really not the reason, man. I just, and I told a lot of this backstory on episode 1. So again, you can check that out if you'd like to. It's about a 30-minute show or so, nothing crazy. But I love creating content, guys. I love creating content, and I've just seen an opportunity. And what's so exciting about it? What's so exciting about it, again, I love creating content. I'm pushing myself beyond my comfort zone, because it'd be very easy to sit back and rest on laurels. And even though I say that, I don't agree. I don't even agree with the statement I just put out, because I still feel like we're 1% of the way there. I mean, we're not even, it's just the beginning. There's no resting on laurels. We're far from I made it territory. And if you think that way, you should probably quit what you're doing and do something else, because, at that point, if you stop growing and evolving, again, I won't go down that rabbit hole. But what's so exciting about the SEC Unfiltered stuff, it was so much fun. And it was tough. It was a challenge, but it was fun recording an episode 1. Like, I'll be honest with you guys. Like, I fumbled a couple times, edited some things. I didn't really know how to start. You know what I mean? It was like, damn, I haven't recorded an episode 1 of a podcast in 5 years. You know what I mean? And what's so exciting is, when I first started TSUS, and I know I'm rambling. If you guys want to call in, you can stop me and we can talk Gamecocks. But what's so exciting is, when I first started TSUS, right, everybody says you're taking this huge risk. Like, you don't know if it's going to work. You don't know this. You don't know that. And maybe right now, starting this SEC entity, like, I don't know everything. I don't have all the answers, which I think there's a beauty in that. You know what I mean? I don't, the joys in the journey, like I said, I don't have all the answers. But what's so exciting is, like, dude, I know what's possible. I mean, I'm living it. I know what's possible. I know the potential. You know what I mean? I'm very confident that if we put our head down and create great content and push value, like, the sky's the limit, bro. I'm seeing it firsthand with TSUS. So I think that's the really exciting thing, man. And I'm looking forward to making content, just seeing where it goes. And, we'll let it evolve and we'll go from there. But I really am pumped, man. I'm super pumped, and we'll evolve and adjust along the way, just like I've done with TSUS. But again, I just wanted to say, more than anything, thank you to you all for showing love, man, showing love and showing support in regards to the social media, and just following, and the DMs I've gotten, and just the overall support, man. It's just been incredible. It's just been incredible. So the SECU content, it's going to be, as you probably heard if you listen to the first episode, it's going to be a little bit more relaxed. I'm going to let a little bit more of my personality out in regards to just overall. You know what I mean? It's going to be a little bit more fun, comedic, kind of bullshitting around, talking shit, whatever. But it's going to be the same me, passion, energy. That's how I believe in making content, and I'm excited, man. Again, hey, we can talk about whatever. John Edward Kruger said the Joker TikTok was hilarious. That was, honestly, I will say this, that was one of my best pieces of work ever. I even have to pat myself on the back a little bit. That was, dude, like, I watched it back and, like, was laughing at myself. Like, I thought that was so funny. Yeah, I thought that was hilarious. And, I have to give credit, though. There's a guy on TikTok that does those Joker TikToks. If you're on TikTok, you've probably seen who I'm talking about. And so that kind of inspired me. And I was literally talking to my buddy yesterday, and I was like, dude, like, Mark Kingston's got me feeling like the Joker. And I said that, and I was like, dude, I got to make this TikTok. This is like, and I love Heath Ledger's Joker. So I just ran with it. And I mean, it turned out beautifully. DGD, what's going on, my guy? Appreciate you tuning in. Austin Greer says, my honest opinion, SECU has more financial opportunity long-term. SECU has no ceiling, why there's only so many Gamecock fans. Yeah, I mean, Austin, that's a great point. Listen, that's a great point. That's a very real point. You know what I mean? Like, obviously, I think the ceiling for expansion and growth, and yeah, I mean, when you're hitting 14 teams versus hitting, and you're not even just hitting 14 teams, like you're hitting nationally, because there's a national interest in SEC athletics, right? There just is. So especially when it comes to football, I mean, no doubt. So that's a great point, Austin. Certainly something I thought about. Dusty Rhodes says you kept it authentic, which is what's captivating. I appreciate you, Dusty. Thank you, man. Hey, guess what? We're dropping another podcast tomorrow. Hey, I'm hammering the content with SECU. Tomorrow's show going to be an SEC tournament preview, if you will. Of course, play gets started tomorrow in Hoover. And just to give you guys an update on the Daily Crow and the Gamecock side of things, we will rock the Daily Crow as normal tomorrow. So it's going to be a fun day tomorrow. It's going to be a fun day because we're going to rock the Daily Crow noon to 2 as normal. And then 2 o'clock, basically, or probably 2:30. There's no way that game's going to start on time. Probably 2:30, around that time, Carolina baseball takes on Florida. So it's going to be a beautiful Tuesday. Daily Crow noon to 2. Baseball right at 2 o'clock or right around there. Yeah, so going to be a lot of fun. Going to be a lot of fun for sure. I'm looking forward to it. Full podcast, by the way, on the TSUS side of things dropped this morning. Breakdown of the weekend against Florida, preview of the game against Florida tomorrow, which is, it's crazy. I wonder how often, that's happened, that a team has taken on a team in a series. I'm sure it's happened more than I realize, but a team has taken on a team in a series and then played them in game 1 in Hoover. That's very interesting. But either way, Gamecocks will take on the Gators as the 10 seed. Gamecocks will take on the Gators as the 10 seed. They will take on Florida, of course. Florida going with Brandon Sproat, who threw in the Thursday game. And guys, filthy. 95-99. Wipeout breaking stuff. Going to be a challenge for our hitters. Will Sanders will go on the bump for us. So, I mean, it's a college baseball fan's dream in regards to, seeing big-time arms. It's a college baseball fan's dream for sure. Looking forward to it. I've dropped my predictions also, guys. I do have Florida beating South Carolina 6-4. Dude, even if we had a good year, history tells you not to pick the Gamecocks, right? History flat out tells you not to pick South Carolina. So I don't think it's a bold pick to go with Florida. Yeah, so we'll see what happens. But, I mean, I'd love to see, I know a lot of us are saying, well, let's just get the season over with. Man, selfishly, not just from the fan side, but of course the content creator side, I know I'm going to be doing this SECU stuff and talking SEC baseball, and that's great. But damn it, man, I'd love to see Carolina play till Thursday. Like, even if we lose the next 2, I'd love to see us stay for a little bit. You know what I mean? Like, get past the single elim round and get the double elim. Like, let's have a cup of coffee in Hoover. Why not, huh? Why not? Why not? Let's do it. Let's do something crazy and play into the weekend. But you got to win tomorrow first. And I think Florida's a really, really dangerous ball club. And obviously we know, guys, I mean, there's no point in talking postseason, I feel like, but to make any sort of run to a postseason, you've got to win the entire thing. You've got to win the entire thing. So it is what it is. Again, guys, appreciate you all tuning in. We are taking your questions, comments, calls, 843-790-3377. That's 843-790-3377. Guys, I'm running a poll right now. Running a poll on social media. How would you grade the Gamecocks baseball season, the regular season, right? How would you grade that? And 196 votes are in. 196 votes are in, right? Gamecocks finishing 5th in the SEC East, 27-27, 13-17 overall record. And again, the question is, how would you grade the regular season? Leading the way at 72.4%, D or worse, which is not shocking at all. 26% of you say C. And again, these are only 196 votes. 26% of you say C, 0% say B, and 1.5% say A. Who could that be? Who voted A? Who? Expose yourself. Expose yourself. Who voted A? I need to know who voted A. Gotta be a parent. Gotta be a parent. And I, you know what? If you listen to the podcast, you heard me go in on it. I'm not even going to dive into it, the nitty gritty here, guys. I'm not going to dive into it. I don't want to. I don't want to. DGD, appreciate you tuning in, my guy. What's going on? How's everything going in Georgia land? I'll just say this, though. God forbid there's a parent tuning in the Daily Crow. If you're a parent, stop tweeting. Get off of social media. You're not helping the situation. And if anything, you are embarrassing your son. Like, stop it. Just stop it. It'd be different if we were it'd be different if we were having a season like last year. I could even live with that. Like, you know what? We're hosting a regional. You know, don't just be negative or hurl insults just to do so. But you know what? Maybe listen, here's a hot take. Here's a fun thought. Maybe when you go 27-27 and 13-17 in SEC play, maybe when you go through a season in which you lose to the Citadel and Presbyterian and USC Upstate, maybe it's a good idea to just shut the fuck up. Maybe it's a good idea to just stay off of social media. Maybe it's a good idea to lay off of Twitter. Just a thought. Just a thought. Whether you're a player, you're a coach, you're a parent, just stay off of Twitter, man. Just stay off of Twitter. 27-27, 13-17 in conference play, just stay off of Twitter. You're accomplishing nothing. Coming at me, you're mad at the wrong person. I mean, I'm out here running a poll on social media. Hey, how many games do you think Carolina baseball is going to win in Hoover? That's it. That's the question. It was a poll. It's a poll right now. Just content. What I make a living doing. And you got baseball parents freaking out. Oh, this is a negative, discouraging tweet. You're not lifting our players up. It's not my job to get us ready to play. You know what's so funny? There's people on social media that say, oh, TSUS, Chris, he's insignificant. He doesn't mean anything. You know, nobody cares about this guy and what he's got to say. Nobody likes him, this, that, whatever. You have that side of it. And then there's these people that I feel like they think I dictate whether we win or lose. So which one is it? Am I insignificant, don't matter, or am I the all-being controlling Carolina athletics like a puppet? Like, which one is it? Just pick one. Just pick one. I understand I'm just the easy target because I'm a loud voice on social media. Because you know what? Gamecock Central, the Big Spur, the State, Sports Talk, whoever else, they do a fantastic job covering the Gamecocks. But they're not just going to go out on social media and say, Mark Kingston, you're a bum and you should be fired. They're not going to do it. I will. So I understand. I'm the guy. Everybody wants to get pissy with me. As I've said before, and I will say it again. You want to get mad at me? I'm just a reflection of what's going on the field. That's it. If we're winning, I promise you, I'm not going to be negative. Look at me last year. Bro, I defended this team. And the players and the coaches even. I defended them to a fault. So I'm not out here just flinging insults. And that's another funny thing too, is like, yes, there are bad fans on social media that are like dogging players specifically and individually and going over the top. But for the most part, guys, 98% of the commentary, and certainly the commentary on our channel, We're not dogging individual players. Nobody's doing that. I feel bad for the players, if anything. I'm so happy, dude, like for a guy like Brennan Malone, man. I'm so happy for him that he got out of Columbia and he is crushing. And guess what? Brennan Malone's Oregon team is about to host a regional. I'm happy for him, man. I feel bad for the guys on our roster. I feel like a Kevin Madden, bro. I feel so bad for Kevin Madden. He came to Columbia and thought, I'm going to flourish in the SEC. I'm going to have even better numbers. We're talking about a guy that hit over 300 at Virginia Tech. And this is his last year of baseball, guys. I believe so. I don't think he's got another year. It's his last year of baseball, man. And Kevin Madden has gone from over 300 hitter in Blacksburg and one of the best in the ACC to a just forgotten dude. Just forgotten. What did he hit, like 250? Who cares? Who cares? He's gone from like one of the best in the ACC to an inconsistent, basically non-threat at the plate. And I'm not saying that to insult him, but like, look at the numbers. I feel bad for Kevin Madden. God knows what they've done to his swing. God knows what he's done to his swing. Bro, I'm not anti-player. I'm not against these players. But anybody who's still backing Kingston, man, is clinically insane. I don't say, listen, I'd love, and I say the same thing I said about Muschamp, I'd love for Kingston if he does somehow, some way, come back another year. Or you know what? I'd love to see them make a run. I'd love to see them win the SEC tournament. I'd love to see Kingston prove me wrong. You know? But there's just so much damning evidence. It ain't just one thing. It's one thing after another. Kudos to guys like Josiah Seitler and Brant Belk who have overcome that shit. Kudos to them. But they are the exception. Most everybody does worse. Bro, I mean, you want to talk about players' parents and shit, bro. I've talked to players' parents. I've talked to former players' parents that sing a much different tune than a few do. I don't know, man. It's just again, my point being, if you're a parent, bro, like if you're, hey, guess what? You're a player, you're a parent, dog. You don't like what I got to say? I don't fucking like watching this team. I haven't liked watching this team. I dislike watching this team lose much more than you dislike reading my tweets. I can assure you. And I love this Carolina baseball program way more than I like anybody on our roster or anybody on our coaching staff. Flat out, bro. So, listen, if you're looking for that, hey, PSA. If you're looking for that entity that's going to make you feel all warm and fuzzy inside, we went 500, but we're trying real hard. But the boys are fighting and they're working hard. They're on fucking scholarship. They should work hard. No shit. Like, let's stop with that. And now they're NIL, they're getting paid. They should work hard. What are you talking about? It's about winning. It is about winning. There are plenty of schools you can go to that don't care about winning, or there's no pressure to win. It's about winning here. There's plenty of voices out there and entities that'll make you feel all warm and fuzzy. This one is not it. I'm as I said on social media, and you guys saw it. I'm not going to name names, but you all saw it on social media. Somebody trying to call me out, which was so stupid. So stupid. Like trying to put words in my mouth. Well, you said this about the players. I do back the players. I know exactly what the players are going through. I've literally lived it. I've lived it firsthand. I know it sucks. I know they're trying. I know they're working hard. Nobody's going after them. We're all going after Kingston. Nobody's going after these players individually. Again, the commentary this season has not been around, well, the roster just sucks. Now, from some fans, listen, it has. It's just the reality of social media and fans being fans. But on our channel, the commentary hadn't been, well, the roster just stinks. Kingston's a great coach, but the roster's trash. That has not been the narrative. But I can sit here and say, hey, our guys are working hard. They're playing their asses off. And this team stinks. I mean, that's just, there's no way to put it. There's good individual pieces, but as a collective, and I don't think there's a player on that roster. I mean, maybe they deny it. If they did, shame on them, I guess. But this team as a whole stinks. The numbers show it. The record shows it. Guys, we just suck this year. But you got to own it. You got to wear it. As a parent, you got to wear it, man. You got to wear it. You got to wear it. Again, if you want an entity that will make you feel all warm and fuzzy and tell you how okay it is that we went 500, they're out there. Go find them. Or if you want someone that'll dance around the issue, then go ahead. They're out there. But, bro, there's a standard for Carolina baseball, bro. I grew up watching Carolina baseball. We all grew up watching Carolina baseball where getting to the postseason, it's a given. It's a given. It's not, well, our goal this year is to get to the postseason. No, it's just we go. Our goal is to get to Omaha. We know we're going to the postseason. We know. Do you realize if we lose tomorrow and the season will be over, we will finish with a losing record? And if you think it's okay, then I don't want you a part of Gamecocks baseball. I don't. I don't, bro. If you're defending this season, especially if you're behind closed doors and you're in that building, bro, that just speaks. That speaks to the problem. That speaks to the problems. Motherfuckers out here talking shit 27-27. Excuse my language, but 13-17 in the conference. A record we won. It's a miracle we won 13 games. It's a miracle we won 13. Truly. 27-27. Give me a break, dude. All right, let's jump to the phone lines here. I'm sure Robbie will have
Davis, a.k.a. Kirk Herbstreit.
Some great insight.
To accept, press 1.
Robbie, what's going on, man? How are you?
I think it's safe to say that rant of the day so far goes to
you. Yeah, you know the beautiful thing is, man, it's not even planned. It just happens. It just happens. I really didn't think I'd be all that.
And honestly,
whatever.
I agree with you wholeheartedly. I really do. Okay, like you just said about the standard of college baseball, right? I mentioned it a couple of months ago, right? A lot of us that know what this program is capable of, okay, we miss those days where we're just cruising through the regular season waiting for postseason play. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We're just kicking everyone's ass, and all we're doing is just waiting on the postseason. And now we can't even do that.
Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, no, you're right. You're right. I've said this before. I've said this before, man, and I'll say it again though. I genuinely mean this. Like, I never thought we'd be at this point. I never did. With Carolina baseball,
me neither.
Never.
I thought to myself, I was like most people, and probably including yourself, we thought to ourselves, okay, we got baseball. Baseball is our sport. Baseball is the sport that we're going to basically kick everyone's tail, and it's going to be the norm. But what I think people failed to realize, right? Okay, yeah, winning those back-to-back national titles was awesome. But like I have said before, and what I have said in very recent, getting to the top of the mountain is hard. But staying at the top of the mountain is harder. Okay? You can get to the top of the mountain, but someone is eventually going to knock you off, and they're going to be at the top of the mountain. And this team does not look like a team that can win in the conference tournament, if we even make it. I'll be shocked as all get out if we make it.
Well, we are in the conference tournament, Robbie, because it starts tomorrow.
Okay, so we are in the
we are playing Florida tomorrow. Yes. We are indeed in the conference tournament, yes.
Well, we might as well not even unpack our bag. We're going to probably wind up losing tomorrow. Because like you said, we haven't, and like all of us know, we have not had a good history playing in the conference tournament at all. And if we even want a chance at making it to Omaha, we've got to win the conference tournament. I honestly don't see us winning the conference tournament.
Robbie,
season has been.
I'd just love to make it to Thursday. Because so I don't know if you realize this, the way the bracket plays out tomorrow is single elimination. If you win, you then move into the double elimination part of the tournament.
Okay.
So we will, if we win tomorrow, we are at minimum guaranteed to be there until Thursday. That's why I'm saying I would just love to be there till Thursday. I'd love to just have more than one game to talk about personally, which I think is very possible. Yeah. Listen, I picked Florida to win, but you just beat them and you got Will Sanders on the bump. And I mean, it's possible. Florida's not, I think Florida is a good team. I think they're better than their record actually shows, but they're not world beaters. Yeah. So, God, I mean, like I said, I'd love to be wrong and this team make a crazy run just selfishly for content. I'd love to have more baseball to talk about. I'd love to have more baseball to cover. I mean, so yeah. Anyways.
I mean, last I checked, okay, once you're in college, you're basically an adult, okay? So these parents that are doing this kind of stuff, I ain't gonna lie, it would piss me off if I was a player. I'd be like, Mom or Dad, y'all need to stop, okay? Y'all are making yourselves look stupid. That's exactly what's happening.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it just, and I don't want to spend a ton of time harping on it because it's just like I don't want to create any sort of divide. I don't. I don't. Selfishly, yeah. I mean, I
if
want.
People get mad, if people get, I look at it this way: if people get mad at you for telling the truth, okay, and being honest, then something's wrong with that person. Nothing's wrong with you. And like I've told you before, that's one reason why I love your shows, because you don't beat around the bush. You tell it like it is. You know what I mean? Like, you don't, you tell it like it is. If we suck, we suck. If we're playing great, you say we're playing great. But if we play like straight doo-doo, how the baseball team's been playing this year, you've told the truth. And honestly, I agree with you. Our baseball team has been playing like straight dog doo-doo this year. And the stench is horrible.
Right. Right.
Do I need to remind people of who we lost to this year that we should not have lost to? Do I need to remind people, or do they know already?
I think they know because I mentioned it earlier. I think they know because I mentioned it earlier, obviously. But, yeah, I mean, again, man, I was just going to say I don't want to create a divide with parents or players. But, I mean, like one of the funniest things I've seen people say is like, everybody under your posts and your tweets, it's all negative comments. Well, bro, we're 27-27. How do you expect people to act? What do you
You think we're going to
expect?
be all lovey-dovey because we're 27-27 and what, 15-17 in conference play? No, we're going to be pissed because we're not used to this. And the thing is, we're not like honestly. I have no ill will towards the players. No ill will towards the players. My ill will is towards Kingston, the head guy, the one pulling the puppy string. That's my issue. Okay. Because at the end of the day, it lands on one guy and one guy only, and his name is Kingston. Do you agree or disagree?
Yeah, no, I agree. It falls on King, man. It just at some point it does, and like I said, there's just so much. There's so much damning evidence, you know. There's so much damning evidence. So I don't know, man. We'll see. You know, to get going tomorrow. Like I said, I'd love for us to make a run because I think the SEC tournament's so much fun. It's tournament baseball is just fun.
What time are we supposed to play tomorrow?
We play at 2:00, Robbie, 2:00 Eastern, so middle of the afternoon. So that's what I'm saying. I mean, first game will start at 10:30, and there will be games going until midnight tomorrow night, and that'll happen every single day basically this week. So I just would love to see us be a part of that.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know why we have such a bad history in Hoover. Even when we won the national title, we didn't do shit in Hoover. So I don't know what it is, but I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, it's
right.
I mean, the sad reality is you got to win at minimum 3 games to finish 500 or better on this season.
Right.
You have to. You don't have a choice. If you're going to finish 500 or better, you have to go 3-2 or better in
right.
Hoover. So, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to get off of here. You have a great rest of your day. And shout out to my Aunt Kim. It's her birthday today. Shout out to my Aunt Kim.
Happy birthday, Aunt Kim. Happy birthday, Aunt Kim. Love it. Happy birthday, Aunt Kim.
She's the one that I told you she tells people that I'm older than her because my birthday is 6 days before hers. So she always tells people that I'm older than her. Mm-hmm. But that's not entirely accurate, and that really wouldn't make no sense. But, yeah, it's her birthday today.
Love it. Love to hear that, my guy. Love to hear that.
All right, man. You have a great rest of your day. And if it rains over there in Cola, try and stay dry.
Yeah, man. We will. I appreciate you, Robbie. Always a pleasure.
Yep, you too. Bye-bye.
Yeah, take care. Great stuff from Robbie Davis as always. Guys, real quick, we ran a poll, another poll. How many games will Carolina baseball win in Hoover? 970 votes. The poll just went final. Leading the way, 0 was 68% of the vote. 19% of you said 1. 6.8% said 2, and 6.2% said 3 or more. So most of you don't think Carolina's going to win a single game, which I don't blame you. And again, I've got Florida winning, and I've got you winning 0 also. So again, guys, we are taking your questions, comments, calls, 843-790-3377. A lot of comments here. Again, we're a lot to discuss, a lot to dive into. SEC tournament play beginning tomorrow. Gamecocks will take on Florida. And like I said, man, I know a lot of us, the attitude is let's just get the season over with. And I don't blame you. I don't blame you at all. I don't blame you. But I would selfishly love to see this team make a run. Do I think it's going to happen? No. I don't really have a reason to believe it's going to happen. But I guess you never know. But yeah, 25 consecutive years we've made the SEC tournament. So at least we have that, I guess. At least we have that. Travie, the Joker voice. Travie loves the Joker voice for sure. Jacob Edwards says, this falls on Tanner equally as Kingston. He was the exact same coach before he was hired, same as Muschamp. We all knew who they were before becoming head coach at Carolina. Still disappointing, though. Let's jump into a break. Jacob, we'll talk about that and much more, though. I do want to discuss the Ray Tanner side of this and what needs to happen and all that stuff. Guys, again, appreciate you all tuning in. We're going to take a quick break, but we are taking more of your questions, comments, calls, and more on the other side. You're tuned in to the Daily Crow. All right, what's up, guys? We're back. Taking your questions, comments, calls, 843-790-3377. That's 843-790-3377. Cody Gaskins at SeaWorld. What's up, Cody? Cody, hope you have a good time down there, man. Orlando's a really, really good time. Be safe and enjoy it. Enjoy it. I've never been to SeaWorld. I've people joke with me all the time. They're like, damn, you go to Universal Studios a lot. We just go as a family, man. And the last time I went, honestly, my soon-to-be brother-in-law, it was a bachelor party, as you all know, and, like, that's where he picked. So, I mean, I'm just like, all right, word. Like, I'll go. And I always have a good time, man. I sort of geek out on, like, the theme park stuff. That's just a fun fact about me. I geek out on that kind of stuff. Like, I'm a kid at heart, man. So we have a good time. Lee Lazarus says, if you blame Tanner, then who was better? Monty. Lee, I mean, you'd have to go back and look at who was available and all that. But, you know, that was the question, or that was what I wanted to get to, though. That's what I wanted to get to. Tyler Gay, appreciate you tuning in. Short, sweet, and to the point, I'm going to pose this hypothetical to you. I'm going to give you one of two situations. I can't even say the word situations. I'm going to give you one of two situations. Would you rather bring Kingston back next year, but in the meantime, this summer, Ray Tanner steps down, gets fired, what have you, and South Carolina gets a new athletic director? Or would you rather keep Ray Tanner on as AD, but get rid of Mark Kingston as head baseball coach and hire someone new over the next couple of weeks or month, if you will? So again, one of two situations, because I don't know they're going to get rid of both at the same time. You know what I mean? Because coaches want to know who they are working for. So again, option one, keep Tanner, get rid of Kingston. Option two, keep Kingston, get rid of Tanner. Which one are you going with? Let's jump to the phone lines here.
Call from
John Edward.
John Edward Kruger. What's up, man?
John, I give my 2 cents. So you gave us one or two choices. If we had to pick, I'd rather, obviously, fire Kingston and keep Ray Tanner than the other way around.
That's fair. I mean, I tend to be on that as well. I know that Ray Tanner doesn't have the greatest track record in the world of hiring coaches and what have you, but yeah, if I had to pick one of the two, I also think I'd be going that way.
No, yeah, and oh, oh gosh, sorry, Chris. It just started raining at my work, and it just literally thundered. Sorry about that.
No, you're good.
Oh, yeah. So it was raining for a little bit. Literally, dude, I got back from work. I mean, not work, lunch. And one of the guys that works here says, it's supposed to rain around 1 o'clock. Go put up your windows. So I put my windows down so it doesn't get hot in my car. And so I went and closed them. A good thing I went ahead and closed because I would have gone out there at 1 o'clock. Like, crap.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean,
that would have been bad.
Point. But, no, yeah. Holy crap, it's pouring. Good grief, where did that come from? Anyway. Yeah, so, yeah, he got, like you said, the whole thing I look at, was supposed to 2 o'clock tomorrow. That for me is just so the team can know when they need to get there. That's just, that doesn't mean the game will start at 2. That's just so they know when to show up, when to get ready and all that jazz, so.
Yeah, I mean the game will happen the first game will happen at 10:30 for sure, and then we'll just play after they finish. Yeah, I mean it's the SEC tournament. There will undoubtedly be delays. I mean it's just or games taking longer. I mean it happens every single year. So yeah,
every year. Yeah, I mean, oh boy. Yeah, I mean, I might keep up with it tomorrow just because it's in the afternoon, so let's do it on the app if I want, but I don't know. At this point, but yeah, I gotta say real quick before I get out of here. I know you saw my comment, but that being TikTok you made that shit was hilarious.
I appreciate it, my man. I
Yeah.
I tried to do my best Joker impersonation I possibly could. So
Yeah, that was honestly like side note, but that for me, was probably the best Joker I've seen played personally. But anyway, get my you were talking about having one or two options, and let's just get rid of Kingston and start the process, of getting this program back to where we know it should be, instead of doing it for another year. And like you said, I feel bad for Kevin Madden as well. Great hitter, good hitter at Virginia Tech, and he comes here and they probably mess with his swing or something like you said.
yeah, I mean, I don't think it's a stretch to say he has not had the year that we all expected or he expected. Bottom line. So
No, yeah, absolutely. All right, dude, I'm gonna get out of here and get through the rest of my day.
all right, John Edward, I appreciate you calling in, my guy. It's always a pleasure to chat with you.
Yeah, see you soon.
Yeah,
See you
man,
soon.
take care. Yeah, guys, again, on that note, playing a fun little game of doesn't everybody love a game of Would You Rather? Would You Rather is a fun game, right? So again, would you rather bring Ray Tanner back for another year as AD, but fire Mark Kingston, or I don't even know what I was going to say. The rain's got me flustered too, Travi. The rain has me flustered too. Again, would you rather bring Ray Tanner back for another year and fire Mark Kingston, or bring Mark Kingston back for another year, but in the process, move on from Ray Tanner as AD? Which of the two options you going with? Because again, I don't think they're going to get rid of both at once. Because like I said, coaches want to know who they're working for. It's going to be very hard, I think, to hire a head coach and him go, well, who is my boss? You know what I mean? So again, would you rather retain Ray Tanner and fire Mark Kingston, or retain Mark Kingston but fire Ray Tanner? What would you rather have happen in the immediate? That was like a tongue twister, Travi. I don't know. I got in my own head right there. I was just like, I stopped. I was like, wait, what? What? Anyways, Chase Floyd says Kingston Tanner's issue is he's got too many bosses, aka the Board of Trustees. It's a complete shit show. It's a complete mess behind closed doors. And here's the thing, though. I'm not even going to be shocked if they bring him back. I'm not going to be shocked. And what's the shame of that? What's the shame of that is that the apathy and the lack of excitement around Carolina baseball that's going to follow, that's the damn shame of it, man. That's the shame of that's the shame of what will happen if he's retained. So anyways, guys, taking your questions, comments, calls, 843-790-3377. Marion R26. What's up, Marion? Says fire Kingston. I hear you, my guy. Again, in case you're just joining us, little game of would you rather. Would you rather retain Ray Tanner but fire Mark Kingston, or retain Mark Kingston but fire Ray Tanner in the present moment? So I don't feel like I'm even saying that right. Why is that sentence is just so, I don't know. Either way, Justin says he took an elite program, has run it in the ground. I hear you. Chance Crocker says, why keep Ray? Because it's going to be the same situation if Ray hires another baseball coach. Are we, or do we feel that way? Do we, let me ask you this, Chance. Let me ask you this. Are we just totally out on Ray Tanner hiring anybody? Like we just don't feel like he can hire anybody. Let me ask you this. What do you think has been Ray Tanner's most damning hire? Because, I mean, he's only hired two guys. He's hired three. He's hired Muschamp, he's hired Beamer, and he's hired Paris. Like, there's just a part of me that wants to believe that Ray Tanner could hire a baseball coach. That's what's so. I know. Excuse me. He's hired Holbrook also. Sorry, he did hire Holbrook also. He hired Holbrook. Hired Kingston, of course. So. Travis says, would you rather have a good run defense this year or a good offensive line? Travis, give me a good offensive line. I want to see the offense flourish. I mean, at least if the offensive line is good, will be fun to watch, right? The offense will click. And Rhett Godbold says, Tanner hired Holbrook and Kingston. I'll be honest with you guys. Like, I don't put a negative mark on Ray Tanner's resume because he hired Chad Holbrook. I don't think that was a terrible hire, guys. Like, I really don't. That hire, when it happened, it made a lot of sense. I think fans are more so mad at Tanner for stepping down when he did. But Holbrook getting the job, that wasn't a crazy hire, guys. That wasn't a bad hire. I mean, we're talking about a guy that won the National Assistant Coach of the Year, was an integral part of those teams that won the national championships. It wasn't like he was just some dude off the street. Chad Holbrook was a good hire. It didn't work out, but I don't look at the Chad Holbrook hire as some black mark on Tanner's record. You know what I mean? They had 2 bad seasons in 15 and 17, and that did him in. That did him in. That 2017 season, you came in the season ranked 4th in the country. Injuries hit that ball club, and you went 32 and I think 24 or something like that. And you went 13 and 17 in SEC play, and you missed the postseason. But again, going back to that, it's even more reason to say, if your energy around Chad Holbrook was, he's got to go, fire him, he's the wrong guy, how on God's green earth can you sit there and defend Kingston? Because Kingston has done far more to deserve his fate than Holbrook ever did. Guys, Holbrook's last year, they went 32 and 24. Last year, Carolina won 34 games. The only difference was they went 15 and 15 in SEC play. Kingston went 28 and 28 and 8 and 22 in the conference in 2019. And this year they went 27 and 27 and 13 and 17 in the conference. If you don't like Chad Holbrook, fine. But damn it, keep the energy consistent when it comes to Mark Kingston, because he's done far more to deserve to lose his job. And again, I don't look back at, hindsight's 20/20, but I don't look back at the Holbrook hire and say that was just a terrible hire. No, Chad Holbrook was just the guy after the legend. Nobody was going to make it out alive. Nobody was going to make it out alive. Bottom line. After winning back-to-back titles, going to 3 straight, there was nobody that was going to live up to what he did. There's just nobody, dude. And everybody else, well, why do you hang up the cleats? Why didn't he still coach? Guys, that's why. I think that's why. Because it's you know what? Get out while you're ahead. Most people stay in it too long. They wait until it goes south, it goes sour. They don't go out on top. I think Ray Tanner just looked at it and said, you know what? I've done everything here. I've done everything. I've won titles. I have taken this program to the top. I mean, there's nowhere else to go. There's nowhere else to go. If he didn't do it when he did and stepped down, it's easy to say, well, they'd have kept winning titles. But what if they didn't? What if Ray Tanner's career played out exactly how Holbrook's did? He didn't want that to happen. He didn't want to leave. He didn't want to overstay his welcome. He didn't want to have to be forced out because it went south. And I'm not saying it would have went south, but I think that's probably, and I don't want to speak for Ray Tanner, I think that's what went through his mind. I would jump at the opportunity to interview Ray Tanner one day. And I'm not even talking about talking the AD stuff with him. I just want to talk baseball. I'd love to get insight on his career and the perspective of why he did what he did. But again, I think it's just something where he saw, you know what? I've been doing this coaching baseball thing for a long time, right? I've won a lot of games at USC, and I have finally reached the pinnacle, back-to-back national titles, 3 straight, damn near won 3 straight. You know what? We literally can't get any better. There's nothing else I can do at USC. I think he realized that and he saw that and he wanted a new challenge. And that's why you saw him pursue the AD role. And the rest is history. Rhett Godbold says Holbert made a deal behind closed doors with College of Charleston. He knew he was going to get fired. Well, I think when things started going south, yeah, Rhett, I think he was smart enough to realize what the hell was going on. Rhett also says 9 pitchers hurt. Kingston can't pitch. Okay, Rhett, let's play that game. Right? Tons of pitchers have been hurt or are hurt. If you had Bosnick, if you had James Hicks, if you had Wesley Sweat, because again, you can't say Mahoney and Phipps because those guys were already hurt. You knew they weren't going to pitch this year. Let's just say you just had Hicks and Bosnick. Do you go 15-15? Do you win a couple more games? I don't doubt it. I think it's a very dangerous game to play with the hypothetical game in that way because you don't know. You don't know. Right? But Rhett, let me make this very clear. 9 pitchers hurt. I'll give it to you. The pitching injuries impacted this season greatly. There is no question. You would be ignorant to argue otherwise. Rhett, my concern isn't pitching. I know we'll be better pitching next year. The concern is the hitting. The hitting, Rhett. Why are we still dead last in the conference in hitting? What excuse do you have for me? I'm not talking about pitching. I'm talking about hitting. Carolina hit .266 this year. That is the worst in the conference. I know the pitching will get better. I know the pitching will be okay. But you added Brant Belk. You added Kevin Madden. You brought back Andrew Eister, Braylon Wimmer, Colin Burgess. You added a superstar freshman in Michael Braswell. You added a great freshman class, in my opinion, with Evan Stone, Talmadge Lecroy, Carson Hornung. Added all these pieces, and you still can't hit. Not only can you still not hit with the new guys you brought in and the guys who came back, but on top of that, every hitter that left is having a better year. Brennan Malone is a freaking All-American practically. David Mendham hit .280 at Oklahoma State. Jeff Heinrich is an everyday player at Kansas State, flourishing for them. Who else am I forgetting here? Brandon Fields tore it up at JUCO. Who else am I forgetting? Let's see. Who else? It's not the pitching that I'm worried about. It's the hitting. And it's an offensive game, man. Like everything else, offense rules. So, hey, if you want to make excuses for the pitching staff, by all means go ahead. But explain to me the hitting. Because there is no excuse for the hitting being as bad as it was. I haven't changed my tune since last year. I literally said after the season, I'm fine with Kingston, but if we cannot hit again next year, I will become concerned. This is a trend. It is a disturbing trend. So your arguments regarding pitching, they don't matter to me. I know we'll be better pitching. It's the hitting that is the problem. And Mark Kingston is supposed to be a hitting guy. He's not a pitching guy. He's a hitting guy. It's almost like Muschamp being a defensive guy and his defense is sucking ass. You better at least be good at what your forte is. So if you're a coach that focuses on hitting, explain to me why the hitting is not even good, why it's not even average. It's not even remotely near where it should be. And then again, on top of that, everyone that leaves from under you swings it better. Explain that one. Riddle me that. Riddle me that. Did Brennan Malone just suck last year and all of a sudden he's really good? No, absolutely not. Just connect the dots. Like, just connect the dots. Connect the dots. I mean, it ain't rocket science, bro. Again, Rhett, I hear you, man. I'm not trying to like come at you necessarily, but no doubt there were pitching injuries. No doubt. But damn it, it's the hitting that bothers me. It's the hitting. Make excuses for pitching all you want. Why can't we hit? The numbers speak, man. You can't hide in this game. My guy, Dalton. Dalton says that he asked me realistically, how many games do we have to win the tournament to get in the postseason? We got to win them all. we got to win them all. Bottom line. I think we have to win the entire tournament. Maybe if you get to the championship, maybe you start to get some love. But I think you got to practically win the whole thing. I think that's your path. So, again, guys, I mean, listen, people think I get off on calling for coaches' jobs, and people think I live for that. I wake up every day, Will, Chris just wants to be the fire the coach guy, you know? Like, no, bro, I'd much rather I'd much rather us be talking about hosting a regional. Would much rather be discussing that. I mean, dude, it's like I'm sitting here like it's exhausting, dude. It's exhausting. Tim Belk says, who will call the shots when the players are paid more than the coaches? Well, Tim, the coaches are still in control. Player can't put himself in the lineup, right? So, some point, players got to play. I mean, it's players got to play, coach got to coach. I don't think that'll be a problem in baseball. I don't see any baseball player. I mean, Kingston makes $600,000 a year. I don't see any baseball player. The NIL on the baseball side is not nearly, in my opinion. You know, I don't think it's to that level at all. So I don't think it's to that level at all. Anyways. Travis says, I still believe that offense sells tickets, defense wins championships. No doubt. No doubt. No doubt. Whew, man. I'm over here breaking a sweat getting after it. Again, guys, quick reminder. The SEC Unfiltered entity is officially dropped. Again, thank y'all, man, for the love and support. The reception's been incredible. Absolutely incredible. We're at SEC Unfiltered. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. We're now on iTunes, Spotify. Be sure you subscribe, leave 5 stars. Show love, man. I appreciate y'all. Sincerely, man. Going to be rocking with that content all week long with the SEC tournament. So either way, whether Carolina loses their first game or wins it all, I will be talking SEC baseball all week long. Also, a podcast will drop tomorrow on SEC Unfiltered with a full SEC tournament preview. Let's see. DGD says, my concept of pods would have South Carolina being in a pod with UGA, Florida, and Kentucky with 2 crossovers, Oklahoma, and Ole Miss. Okay. All right. I like it. Andrew says 15 weeks. Yeah, in case you missed it too, we're doing our countdown to kickoff for SEC football on that SEC Unfiltered, on the SEC Unfiltered channel. We are at 96 days. 96 days until kickoff. 96. Love to see that. 96 days. Crazy. Vanderbilt will be the first game. Vandy. Vanderbilt. Taking on Hawaii. What a game that'll be. What a game. Can you imagine being a Vanderbilt football fan? I mean, really, truly, though. Because at least, like, for South Carolina, and there's other schools where, like, you have the resources and you're investing. Do we feel like Vanderbilt's really investing in football? Are they? You know? And maybe there's a Vanderbilt fan out there that can prove me otherwise. Do we feel like Vanderbilt's investing in football even enough to get out of the cellar? I mean, is Vandy just doomed for all eternity? I mean, are they just there to be there? Is Vandy forever going to be the punching bag of the SEC? And if so, I really question, like, how do Vandy fans do it? God bless you. God bless each and every single one of you. Like I said on episode 1 of SEC Unfiltered, I want to touch on every single fan base. That includes Vandy. So shout out to the Doors fans out there. Shout out to them. I need to make my way up for a game. Shout out to them. I just don't know how y'all do it. I don't know how y'all do it on a week-to-week basis. And I guess many of y'all don't do it because look at the attendance at football games. It's like normally 80% the visiting fans that fill that stadium up. Andrew says, any news on Stogner? No, Andrew, I don't think, listen, this is the time of year you don't want to hear news. You don't want to hear football news. We will create content around the preseason and predictions and counting down to kickoff and all that good stuff. You don't want to hear news with your favorite team, though, right now. Because normally the only news that's coming out right now is an injury, somebody got arrested. That's pretty much it. I mean, there's not a lot of good news comes out this time of year. So you're a college football fan, you're an SEC fan. No news is good news in May, June, and July. Bottom line. Yeah, the only news you want to hear around your favorite team are commitments, recruiting, all that good stuff. But I don't want to hear shit about anybody on our roster. Andrew, I have not gotten to the point where I'm rewatching old games yet. That more so hits for me like mid-June, late June. I mean, normally we've got baseball to watch, and I'll be watching a ton of baseball now doing the SECU stuff. But, yeah, so DGD says, I don't know how I would stomach watching a football game on TV. You wouldn't catch me in the stands, LOL. Talking about, I guess, if you're Vandy. James Kendall, I'm a Vandy fan when we look at our wins and losses list preseason. Yeah. Again, guys, appreciate you all tuning in. We are going to jump into a quick break. I want to continue to hear from you all, though, on the other side here on this Monday. More of your questions, comments, calls, and more on the other side. You're tuned in to the Daily Crow. All right, guys, we're back. Taking your questions, comments, calls. 843-790-3377. That's 843-790-3377. Marion R26 says on the Vanderbilt side of things, Vandy's a great game to attend. Nashville's awesome. Yeah, I've never been. That is certainly a road trip I want to go. Tyler Gay says, from what I hear, Stogner's on campus. Yeah, I don't know exactly. Like, maybe I don't know. I don't feel like he said anything, but I'd assume he's on campus. I mean, I don't know. Let's see. We had a question here from Dalton, which, by the way, I think I've said this before. Dalton's name in our Big Cock Club Discord is Dalton the Vol hater. I would challenge anyone. I don't think there's a bigger hater of Tennessee. Like, I really don't. Dalton says, do you think the rumors are still true that Tanner's going to keep Kingston for another year, even though the fans and alumni will give no support to the program if he does not make a change in the offseason? I think it's 50-50. From what I've heard, I think it's 50-50. I don't think it's a guarantee Kingston's going, and I hate to say that. But again, I think a lot of it comes down to Board of Trustees is a mess. I think a lot of it comes down to uncertainty in Ray Tanner's future. I think some of it comes down to USC not wanting to look stupid as hell and fire their third coach in less than 2 years. I think all those things factor in. You know, I think USC it comes down to also them not wanting to pay another buyout. I think all those things factor in, my guy. Unfortunately, I think those things do factor in. I do. I think they all factor in, and they could be a reason that South going to keep Mark Kingston employed. So, I don't know, guys. We all know what needs to happen. We all know what should happen, in my mind. We all know what should happen. Okay? I'll say this too. You know what's interesting, because there was, sorry guys, you all know at this point, like, I'm a huge touch the hat guy. I constantly am fiddling with my damn hat. This is an extreme example, but social media was wild over the weekend, and I loved it, by the way. But social media was wild immediately following the game Saturday and all day yesterday. And you know what it made me think of? Because I think we all agree, most all of us are on the same page when it comes to Mark Kingston. And forgive me if this is a bit of an extreme example, but the antics I saw yesterday on social media reminded me of this. You know how when somebody's in a hospital and they're on their deathbed, and right before they pass, they have like that one last, blast of energy, if you will. That you know what I'm saying? That they have that one big exertion of energy. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but that one last hurrah, if you will, where they're like, they look much better and they're feeling great. And then normally they dip back down and they flatline. That's what that reminded me of. Like, we all know what needs to happen. We all know what should happen. And the antics, some of them I saw on social media yesterday, that felt like there's this small pocket, whether they are really in Kingston's corner or they just don't like me. But there's this small pocket that, they're giving their one last ditch effort. That adrenaline. Yes, Andrew, the adrenaline. Their one last hurrah. We all know what needs to happen. That's what it is. It happened when I called for Muschamp's job. It happened when I said we should move on from Martin. And now it's happening with the Kingston situation. And all it shows is the end is near. That's all it shows. The end is near. People fear change. They don't like change. And when folks can sense change is coming, they panic. They're out of control, right? They let their emotions dictate everything they do. It's all emotions, emotions, emotions. I just sit back and laugh because it just shows me, again, you know what's coming. You know what needs to be done. You don't like it. Maybe you don't agree with it, or you just don't like me or agree with me, but that doesn't change the reality of what needs to happen and what should happen and hopefully what will happen. So again, it's the same exact shit I saw with the Muschamp shit. It's the same exact shit I saw with the end of the Martin thing. And it's here again. So why am I the biggest cola hater, Andrew? I got nothing but love for cola. What are you talking about? Andrew says I'm the biggest cola hater. What have I said about Columbia? Oh, Vols hater. Oh, I was like, what did I say about Columbia? I love Columbia. Bro, he says I'm the biggest Muschamp hater, though. That's funny. Like, bro, I just love winning, Andrew. I'll say this. Hey, I'll say the same thing about Mark Kingston. Hey, I don't hate Mark Kingston. I don't have anything personal against Mark Kingston. No, I just love winning. That's it. It ain't nothing personal, but I love to win. And you know what? You can dislike Mark Ryan all you want, but when he had me on his show last week, he made a great point. Kingston is just being who he's been his entire tenure as a head coach. Illinois State, South Florida, and now here. Just a little bit over 500, nothing crazy. I guess we got exactly what we signed up for. Really, truly. I mean, and guys, I'm not even saying if we kept Kingston, if we brought him back last year, here's something that might surprise you. I'm not saying that we wouldn't bounce back and have a better year next year. I'm not saying that at all. But will we ever get back to the level we were under Ray Tanner? I'm not even talking winning national titles, but just the consistency year after year after year after year of being a top 15 program. I don't think we'll ever get back to that consistency. And again, the issues will be swinging the bat. I just believe at this point we will have to overcome deficiencies swinging the stick every year. Because it's all mental and there is a disconnect. Because guess what, guys? If Mark Kingston's retained, you know what you're going to see again? And I guess you'll see it either way because it happens in a coaching change. But you're going to see probably a mass exodus on the coaching staff, and you're going to see a mass exodus within the clubhouse. You're going to see it. I mean, we already know two that are out, Vito and Esposito. They're gone. They're gone. I've heard Thad Hector might go. There's probably going to be 5, 6 guys, 7 that leave. No question. No question in my mind. I go back to this, man, and I ain't coming at nobody. I ain't naming no names, but I tell you what, whether you're a parent, you're a player, you're a coach, you got a lot of nerve coming at me after going 27-27. I mean, I don't know where you get the audacity. I don't know where that audacity comes from. Help, I'm trying to find where you get all that audacity. You know what's funny about your comment, Andrew? Andrew says, I wonder how much Tanner's talking to these guys. You know he always has an itch. Quite the contrary, Andrew. Believe it or not, from what I've heard. I've heard that, when I talked to Coach Holbrook, I asked him, was Coach Holbrook always around, or was Coach Tanner always around you guys and wanted to give his 2 cents? He actually told me he had to ask Tanner to be more hands-on. So I don't know. I really don't. I think Tanner's a guy, Andrew, that was content with hanging up the cleats. I know that's hard for people to fathom. I think he was if he wanted to coach, Andrew, he didn't have to do what he did. They would have let him go as long as he wanted, right? They would have let him go as long as he wanted. But motherfucker, excuse me. People have the audacity to be out here talking trash and getting all up in their feelings after going 500. I mean, bro, give me a break. You're looking at the wrong guy if you want sympathy and all this, you know. Come on, man. Give me a break. Travis Allen says, we've made some bad hires. That's why all major sports coaches are being replaced with the exception of Dawn. I think Tanner will step down. The new AD will replace Kingston. I don't think you're totally wrong or off base there, Travis. It would not shock me if Kingston's retained, Tanner steps down into the summer, new AD is hired, and then after next season, if it's another really, really poor season, he's gone. So, and you know what Kingston's going to do, which, I mean, I guess I can't blame him to a degree because he's got to do something. If he's retained, they're going to hit JUCO hard. I imagine they're going to hit JUCO hard. Really hard. Anyways, guys, we are taking your questions, comments, and calls. 843-790-3377. Also, guys, if you rock with the show, you want to support the show and you're on YouTube, super chat, super stickers, you're more than welcome to do that, and I truly do appreciate it. Also, join the Big Cock Club today, patreon.com/Big Cock Club, to get all access to everything behind the scenes. Our private Discord, 20% off of merch for life, exclusive Big Cock Club merch. What else? Our weekly newsletter that I'm doing that gives people behind the scenes in regards to the business side of things. So, yeah. Travis says, parents want all that Joker smoke, Chris. That's all. I tell you, Travis, I'm kind of tempted to make more Joker content. What do you think? The Gamecock Joker. From now on, I am the Gamecock Joker. God. I'm surprised the SEC has not dropped their like all conference teams. That's actually pretty surprising. They dropped their player of the week and all their weekly awards, but they have not dropped the all conference team, which is interesting. Very, very, very interesting indeed. Let's see. Joker smoke. By the way, guys, a quick update on the Road to Glory content. That will continue this week. Maybe we might do one tonight because tonight's going to be like the only free night we really have. Yeah, it'll continue at some point, but yeah, just to give you guys an update. What's so funny, by the way, I want to keep you guys updated on this too, because I told you for so long, yeah, we're going to take 2 or 3 weeks or 4 weeks off in June to decompress and do other things. I might take a little break from the Daily Crow, maybe. But like, see, that's what I'm saying. I'm literally talking about we're going to take time off and I'm launching a new initiative. So what I might do is lean a little bit harder into the SECU stuff because things are really going to slow down for Carolina. I think the podcast is probably still going to happen. I may not do the Daily Crow for a week or two, but I'm going to stay busy, guys. I mean, here's the funny thing. It's like, all right, we're going to take 2-3 weeks off. What would I do? I mean, there's things I could do, don't get me wrong, but like now that we've launched this SECU thing, because I didn't know I'd be launching it, right? I didn't know I'd be launching it. Right? I didn't know I'd be launching it. So now we have that to fill the time. Yeah, by the way, you know what's going to be so funny? I can't wait for this. You know what's going to be so funny? Because I'd be willing to bet you it's going to happen. when I apply for credentials for SEC Media Days under the SEC Unfiltered entity, and we get them. And when I apply for credentials for just a different team, and I get them, that's what's going to be funny. That is going to be laugh out loud funny. I can't wait for that. I cannot wait. Travis is that old photo of Garcia, Jeffrey, and I think it was Lattimore in the boxing ring when Garcia looked like the Joker was such a classic photo. Have you seen that? Yeah, I have, Travis. I haven't seen that photo in a long time, but I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about, yes. I thought about applying for the SEC tournament, but did not. So I did not. I'm not going to stay down there all week. We're going to watch it from the stew. We're going to watch it from the stew. Let's see. Yeah, that photo was legendary, Trevi. I do agree. Anyways, guys, taking your questions, comments, calls, 843-790-3377. Our good buddy Brad Crawford at 247 Sports, ranking his top 25 quarterbacks. Is that right? Let's see. Yeah, 25 best quarterbacks entering the 2022 season. And yes, there was a Gamecock. He's also got DJ Uiagalelei at 24. Let's see. The SEC QBs, he's got Anthony Richardson at 20. He's got Jackson Dart at 19 at Ole Miss. He's got Will Levis at 15, Kentucky. Will Rogers, 14, Mississippi State. Let's see. I'm probably going to drop my own quarterback rankings. Spencer Rattler, number 8 for South Carolina. He's ranked 4th in the SEC. 2022 Outlook, Brad says arm talent, natural ability, those are the first items jumping off the page when you watch Spencer Rattler on film. He's able to launch throws to the second level off platform with a flick of the wrist. Part of the reason some of his best highlights as a collegian have come on the move when he's in freelance mode. South got his hopes in Shane Beamer's second season rests on his shoulders after he left Oklahoma for the SEC. He's arguably the most talented player the Gamecocks have ever signed at the position, and with that comes pressure to make those around him better. The biggest question is his ability to ease off the accelerator a bit and avoid mistakes within the confines of what the Gamecocks want to do offensively. So, he's got Hendon Hooker from Tennessee, number 6. KJ Jefferson from Arkansas, number 5. And number 1, Bryce Young, Alabama. So, there you go. Travis says, old Jackson Dart smoking a dart. Indeed. DGD Stetson, not in the top 25. Is dumb, he says. He says quarterbacks had just missed the cut. Stetson was one of them. I mean, DGD. Hear me out, my guy. You really think Stetson Bennett's a top 25 quarterback in college football? I know he's a national champion. I understand that. But you really think he's one of the top 25 quarterbacks in college football? I don't see it. I don't see it. I know Stetson Bennett gets dogged, man. I know he gets – maybe he doesn't get the credit he deserves for winning a national title, but Stetson Bennett is the definition of a game manager. He's the definition of it. Here are the quarterbacks. This is SECU content right here. I'm ranking Bryce Young ahead of Stetson Bennett, Spencer Rattler, Hendon Hooker, KJ Jefferson, Will Levis. and I need to go down the list. I don't know off the top of my head all the quarterbacks. Stetson Bennett's probably 6 or 7, though, best case for me. He's 6th or 7th in the conference. You put Stetson Bennett on any different team, I don't think he's just my I don't think he's all that, man. I know he's a national champion. I get it. I'm not taking anything away from him. But like I was almost surprised that Stetson Bennett wanted to come back. Like, it's like, do you really, like, if you're Stetson Bennett, do you really think you're going to have a better year than last year? I mean, I think it's more likely he loses his job than repeats as a national champion. And again, he was the right quarterback for Georgia. He was the right QB for Georgia. But I mean, Georgia rode a generational defense and just the talent up and down that roster to a national title. Stetson Bennett's job was just to not fuck it up. That's what he was asked to do. And give him credit. For the most part, he did a pretty good job of it. But I would not put Stetson Bennett in my top 25 quarterbacks in college football, and I don't think he's top half of the league. Let's jump to the phone lines here.
Call from
Rebecca.
Rebecca, what's going on? How are you?
Good. Did Mark Kingston get fired?
He did not get fired. Nope. He's still the head coach.
I was wondering.
No, ma'am.
Because I've seen some stuff on there about him, but I didn't know if he got fired or not. I didn't read all of it. That's the reason why I was asking.
Trust me, if he got fired, Rebecca, you would know.
Well, me and Martin broke up.
What?
Yep.
Lord. Rebecca, what happened?
I found somebody better.
All right, you got to explain. You got to explain. Walk me through it. What happened?
Well, I'm not going into details because this is supposed to be what? Rated G, isn't it?
Rebecca, you can say whatever you want. Hey, there's no rules here.
Okay. So this started off with Martin is a preacher, okay? But, all of us, we're not perfect, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's just put it this way. When I wanted to be intimate with him, he wouldn't let me into his house to do that. It always had to been in the darn back seat of my car.
Why is that? Is there a reasoning behind that, or like?
He says that his bed is broken. But he still sleeps on that darn thing.
So that's what did it in. That was the.
I mean, we had problems with that. All he cared about was work and not spending time with me or anything like that. Taking me out to eat or anything. first time in over 6 months, he actually took me on a date about a week or two ago. Went and eat at a restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
Then we went to a park. That was about it.
So my question. So how does you have a new man? How did that come to be? So did you break up with Martin and then within a short time frame met somebody else, or did you already have somebody else waiting in the wings? Like I need an explanation there.
It was time for me and Martin to move on.
So you dropped the hammer, right? You were like, I'm done. I'm Gucci. I'm out.
I'm done. That's what I told him.
Just drop the hammer on him. And so where does this new guy come into play? Well, how did we end up? You found somebody better. How does that all happen so fast? Just Friday, I think you and Martin were cool, right? Like, what a weekend. What a weekend.
Last night I got to meet a friend at a friend's apartment, and me and him had so much in common, it's not even funny. And we would talk about stuff, and it's like the same thing.
And so now y'all are together.
Right.
I'll be damned. That's a love story if I've ever heard one. I love that for you, Rebecca. I love that.
Does anybody saying anything? Because I'm not even got the chat thing up or
I definitely think it is sus that Martin wouldn't let you inside his house. I think he will agree with that. They think he was hiding something.
Yeah, that's what everybody's been saying that. And thinking that he had another woman behind my back and all that kind of stuff. But I don't know if he did or not. Hell, I don't know.
Oh, man. I guess we'll never know. I guess we'll never know.
I mean, and you tell me he's supposed to be a preacher and he's out here having sex.
With you though, right? I mean.
Right. And then wanting to hide me from everybody, tell everybody that me and him, if it wasn't for one of my friends breaking the ice and everything, he didn't want me to post that me and him was together or anything. He was like he was ashamed or he is just hiding me from everybody on Facebook. So.
Yeah, sounds like sounds a little sus. Sounds a little sus for sure. We got no time for games, Rebecca. No time for games. None.
I mean, I hope the best for Martin. Don't get me wrong. But it was time to move on. So.
I respect it. Hey, I respect you making that decision, Rebecca. Happy for you. Happy for you. Martin can kiss our ass. There you go. Martin can kiss our ass. We're hashtag Team Rebecca forever.
All right.
Cheers to it. Rebecca, hey, we're going to we're running into our final break, but I appreciate you calling in, and like I said, I'm happy for you. I thank you for updating us. Truly, thank you for keeping us in the loop.
I don't mind updating people and let everybody know.
Rebecca, you're a legend. I appreciate you. Let me know if you need anything. Have a great rest of your Monday. We'll talk to you soon, all right?
But anyway, I thought I'd call in and say hello to everybody. I hope everybody has a good day, and I thought I'd tell everybody about what's going on with me and Martin. So now I'm with a new guy. He's much better than Martin.
We love to hear that. We love to hear that.
And the guy's name is Eric.
Eric. We love Eric. We're big Eric fans.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
I'm glad to hear it. Love hearing that. All right, Rebecca. Well, I appreciate you. I know we'll talk again soon this week, but happy for you. So we'll talk soon.
Yeah, thank you. And I'll let everybody have a good day in South Carolina.
For sure. We will. Rebecca, I appreciate you. We'll talk soon. Great stuff. Guys, we are going to jump into one final break. I know it's late for a break, but we're going to do it. We'll close things out and get more of your questions, comments, calls, and more on the other side. You're tuned to the Daily Crow. All right, guys, we're back. Final couple minutes or so here on the Daily Crow. Appreciate you all, man. Your love and support today. Hell of a Monday. Content. Hey, I've said before, content bleeding out the eyeballs. But now, I mean, damn, we got SEC Unfiltered rocking and rolling now too, man. I'll be recording the show for that tomorrow for my full SEC tournament preview. I'm going to be making picks. I might drop my picks for the SEC tournament tonight. Tons of stuff, man. Content just rolling. I mean, content rolling. You got to think, too, like I told you guys, I love making content. Doing the SEC Unfiltered stuff, that's a content creator's dream because there's so much content you can make. There's so much content you can make. I mean, it's endless. It's endless. The hard part is, like, determining which pieces of content to make because you can't just post 50 things a day. The questions we need answers to, man. Somebody asked, Travis Allen says, is Eric a Tennessee fan? And one choice asked, is that Eric with a C or a K? Questions I did not answer while Rebecca was on the call. I should have. That's my bad, guys. I should have asked. Because now I'm curious. Who's he a fan of, Rebecca? Who's he a fan of? Eric with a C. Okay, Rebecca. Thank you. Eric with a C. Guys, we're about to close things up, about to hit 2 o'clock. We've got a meeting today with our good friends at Carolina Ale House. Cannot wait to see them. Been quite a while. Outside of that, guys, hey, check out the podcast that dropped this morning, episode 652. Full breakdown of what happened over the weekend in Gainesville. Also, more importantly, I would say, a preview of tomorrow's game against the Florida Gators in the SEC tournament. Look ahead to that. Also, talk a little football with the opening line coming out for South Carolina, Georgia State. Also, guys, be sure to follow us and check out SEC Unfiltered at SEC Unfiltered. The podcast is officially out all over various channels, iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, everywhere you find your podcast. We're on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. You already know the drill. Episode 1 dropped this morning, man. Very excited about it. You guys stay tuned with that and check that out and go show love and support. I know you guys already have, man, and I truly appreciate it. But again, it's content bleeding out the eyeballs across the board. Podcast all week long, Daily Crow all week long. It's going to be one hell of a week, guys. We got SEC tournament. We got 100 days until kickoff for Carolina on Thursday. We're counting down the days to SEC football. We're rocking, man. And Tin Roof Wednesday. You love to see that. Guys, we've hit 2 o'clock. Appreciate you all tuning in. Y'all have a great rest of your Monday, and we will talk to you